Hi everyone, and welcome to my latest video, first one in a while actually. And for this one I wanted to do an iRacing one actually and see how competitive we can be using a controller. I was using a wheel up until recently, but I hurt my shoulder and it's been a bit hard to do that, so I still wanted to keep going with it and just gone to the controller and seen what I can do. So you can see the fastest times here on this particular, Tsukuba circuit. And yeah, world's fastest, 101.7, that won't get anywhere near that. But as you can see, top 50 is like a 103-ish. From memory on my wheel, I was getting mid 104s, I reckon. Don't remember the absolute best, but it was around about that sort of thing. And you'll see, just as we go towards the end of these times, you're sort of, 150 is a 105, mid 105. Slowest times bracketed as novice. We certainly want to be going a lot quicker than that and just see how close we can get to my wheel type times, which I thought were pretty respectable. But yeah, club level starts at a 105.0, and yeah, if we can use that as the benchmark, that's what we'll do. So we'll aim for a 105 and see how we go. So yeah, just want to draw your attention to the fuel level before you sort of get into doing any laps, and just make sure it's down as low as you can get it. Make the car lighter and hopefully a bit faster. I haven't played around with any of the other settings, don't really know too much about that in the setup. So let's give it a go and see what we can do. This, just coming out the pits, I take this opening lap quite easy actually, just getting a feel for the controller. And controller I'm using is the Xbox Elite controller. I did a review on that a while ago actually, seeing if it can improve your times in Formula 1, and I found that it did. So I would say if you are thinking about trying iRacing with a controller, definitely consider the Elite one, and check out my review for the reasons why. But basically you've got, I think, a bit more sense of touch and control. And I think when you look at this, you should see the steering input on the bottom left corner, and maybe keep an eye on that through the lap, and also the accelerator and brake and how much I'm pressing them. And I have done some sort of custom setup of this controller in the settings of this game to get what works best for me, and I'll do another video on the settings I'm actually using, which I think work really well. And yeah, it's just about being smooth. So into the first flying lap, and yeah, the car does move around quite a lot under braking. It did even when using the steering wheel and everything. So that's also where you sort of run off that curb. You can get thrown off quite easily. But I think there's definitely a good sense of feel with the controller. And as you can see, it's not the best lap, of course, but it's pretty good. And always starting off sort of driving within yourself a bit and building up speed from there. It is really easy to make a mistake, but I found it was easy to make mistakes with the wheel and pedals anyway. So yeah, just being smooth as possible really, and yeah, it seems to work quite well. I've had a lot of good enjoyment on iRacing, particularly with the Skip Barber car. I think it's quite forgiving, and I didn't expect to have this much enjoyment using the controller. I pretty much sort of concluded that you need a wheel and pedals to really get the most out of it and to get the fast times. But already the first lap that's gone into 104.8, which is really good. Pleased with that, and definitely lots of room for more speed. So yeah, can you be competitive in iRacing with a controller? I absolutely think you can. You just got to get the settings right for you, and just practice a bit. I haven't really practiced that much with iRacing and a controller, and there you go, you hit the curb and that's how hard it is to save, and you are pretty much on the limit most of the time. And yeah, it's testing, but it's good fun. And yeah, just as I came to see the replay of this, reminded me of the physics update they did several months ago now, and yeah, you kind of get some good crashes and stuff if that's what you like. And they've also added iRacing, so you can now set up an AI race with like loads of other cars and set the level of opponent, and it works really well actually. I'll do another video on that a little bit later on. But here we are. This is straight into my next flying lap, and this is actually the one that I get the fastest time in. So you can see you're already up quite well. Just being smooth again. It's not too challenging actually, and I think this circuit has pretty much everything in it to give it a good test of, you know, can you be sort of competitive with a controller. And yeah, over half a second up, and yeah, it's going really well actually. So definitely enjoyed doing this with the controller. Do miss the wheel just for the, I don't know, it's a bit more immersion and everything, and but I think if you just want to still enjoy iRacing, if you don't have a wheel yet, and that one's gone in at 104.3. Actually, this isn't, that wasn't my fastest lap. This one coming up is my fastest lap. But yeah, if you're looking to, I don't know, maybe try iRacing, you haven't tried it, you don't have a steering wheel yet, and you want to, you know, just get a feel for the game, this is a good way to do it, and it will give you an idea of how sort of sim full on the game really is. But I think if you start, you obviously start with I think it's well, you can choose where you start, but I think I started with the Mazda Global Cup, whatever it is, and but I definitely get the most enjoyment out of the Skip Barber formula. So yeah, here we are, quarter of a second up, 0.2, and yeah, this one's the fastest lap, so it's pretty respectable, and yeah, not too challenging really. I say that, but you think you're doing well, and there we go, 104.1, still plenty of room for improvement, and then you sort of come in here, brake a little bit hard, and then you start losing it, and it's gone. So it might look easy, but it definitely needs a bit of practice. And then if we just see what we ended up with, 104.1, obviously quite away from the it's 101.7, so that's way out of reach. But yeah, I think pretty respectable. And if you're thinking, could you be competitive with the controller and not a wheel, I think the answer is yes. And yeah, so see where we are. World champion level is top 20, pros all the way down to in the late 30s, expert up to 50, coming to where we would be on a 104.187, just outside the top 100, intermediate, and yeah, I think that's pretty respectable. Only spent a few laps doing that, so there's definitely a 103, maybe a mid 103 in there somewhere, which would put us, obviously quite a bit further up, hopefully. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, if you enjoyed it, give it a like and subscribe. I've got lots more videos coming up, so yeah, thanks for watching.